In this series, we will analyse teams, identify problem areas, and suggest solutions in the form of incoming players. We won't follow gossip, rumours, or conjecture, we don't have inside information, and we're not considering the brand value of players, purely their on-field performance and their suitability for the team in question. Today's team is Chelsea, and welcome to Sensible Transfers. Chelsea are currently under a transfer ban, which makes a Sensible Transfers video quite difficult. However, by applying the same logic to players already contracted to the club, this video will aim to suggest sensible promotions and sensible recalls in the form of youth and loan players who might feature in the side. In a way, the transfer ban forces Chelsea to be sensible. But what would that look like? Newly appointed manager Frank Lampard is likely to line Chelsea up with a back four. On the evidence of his time at Derby County, he likes his central defenders to be aggressive, strong and quick without the ball, and composed and accurate with it. During build-up, the centre-backs will be expected to support play through dialogue with the central midfielders, before looking for penetrative forward passes through to the attacking midfield trio and striker. Therefore, it is crucial that Lampard's chosen pairing are able to both retain and progress possession. Without the ball, the centre-backs will have to be part of a high-pressing system, so will need to be good one-on-one and physically able to recover should balls be played in behind them. Last season, Chelsea's primary centre-back partnership was Antonio Rudiger and David Luiz. While the former has grown into one of the club's most important players, the latter has always been scrutinised for his defensive lapses and, at 32 years of age, is not at the peak of his powers. When looking for potential replacements for Luiz from within, one of the most viable candidates is Fikayo Tomori. The 21-year-old has the benefit of one full season spent with Lampard at Derby whilst on loan last term, where he showed enough quality to potentially earn a first-team opportunity at Chelsea. His defensive numbers are sound, though it's his possession play that deserves highlighting. He averages 0.22 successful through balls per 90 minutes, not to mention 3.72 passes to the final third. Tomori is capable with and without the ball, and suits Lampard's style of play. However, Kurt Zouma would be an even better option. The Frenchman spent last season on loan at Everton, where he often played on the left of a central defensive two. In terms of defensive duels won, his numbers are similar to both Rudiger and Luiz. However, aerially he is much stronger. Not only was he involved in more than his Chelsea teammates, but he won 61.1% of his aerial duels compared to Rudiger's 48 and Luiz's 48.2. On top of that, his 88.2% pass accuracy and his 68% accuracy when passing to the final third are highly respectable. Zouma is an attentive marker, has the pace to recover behind, and is excellent in tackling and heading. He is also comfortable on the ball and able to progress possession efficiently, if not spectacularly. For these reasons, Lampard may want to partner him with Rudiger in the centre of his back four. Both fullbacks in Lampard's back four will have a combination of defensive and attacking responsibilities. While they'll be expected to form an organised line of defence without the ball, they will also have to get high down their flanks, offer switches of play and provide attacking width when Chelsea have possession. On the left-hand side, Marcos Alonso is ready-made for this sort of role. While still technically in a back four, he may have more licence under Lampard to operate almost as a wing-back offensively, making full use of his dribbling and passing qualities in the final third. However, on the right, Cesar Azpilicueta and Davide Zappacosta are not quite so well suited. One alternative option to look at on this side of the back four is Reece James. The 19-year-old thrived in the Championship with Wigan while on loan there last season and has been linked to Crystal Palace as a potential successor to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Chelsea would be wise not only to ignore such speculation and keep hold of him, but utilise him as a more attack-minded right fullback. Now, statistical comparisons between him and Azpilicueta must be caveated by the fact that James's numbers came whilst playing one division below the Premier League, but his numbers going forwards are noteworthy nonetheless. Compared to Azpilicueta, he averages slightly more progressive runs, over 4 times as many dribbles, succeeds with 30.2% more of his dribble attempts, and assists 1.38 shots per 90 minutes to the Spaniard's 0.62. If Lampard wants both fullbacks to offer an attacking threat, James, with the trickery and 1v1 ability of a natural winger, is worthy of consideration. Under Maurizio Sarri, Chelsea's midfield three was built around Jorginho. Now this is unlikely to continue under Lampard, who generally preferred a double pivot during his time with Derby. His central midfielders will stay fairly deep, move laterally and exchange passes with the centre-backs in build-up, aiming to lure out the opposition and open up forward passing lanes. They will need to be comfortable under pressure, accurate passers, able to break the lines themselves and physically adept to support pressing. Jorginho has only ever shone as a lone number 6 and has been caught out with poor defensive positioning at times, so it's unclear whether he will suit this change of system and a role in a team that doesn't control possession as much as they did under Sarri. N'Golo Kante is an obvious choice to act as one half of the double pivot, but he may need another partner alongside him who is more effective in breaking up play. Enter Tiamui Bakayoko. After a disappointing debut campaign at Stamford Bridge, Bakayoko was loaned out to AC Milan last season, and he developed into one of the Serie A side's best players, and the stats suggest he could be deserving of a place in Chelsea's midfield. While he played fewer passes than Jorginho last term, the two enjoyed a similar success rate. They both completed 89.7% of all pass attempts, while Bakayoko's success rate of passes to the final third was only 0.9% lower. The Frenchman also averaged comparatively more interceptions and fouls and importantly won 7.1% more of his defensive duels. He is also more able to evade pressure individually. Not only did he average over 4 times as many dribbles as Jorginho, but he completed 5.4% more of dribbles attempted. The profile of Lampard's double pivot may change depending upon the opponent or the game's state. If Chelsea are dominating the ball, they may want Jorginho's penetrative passing. But if they want someone to break up opposition attacks and remain solid under pressure, Bakayoko is the better choice. Up front, Lampard won't want his lone striker to wait for the ball to come to them. As well as finishing chances, his chosen number 9 will need to move across the pitch, look to create passing lanes, and be comfortable linking attacks. Defensively, they will have to remain engaged, pressing intelligently from the front. Olivier Giroud is the current first-choice candidate to lead the line for Chelsea, though he will have competition from the returning Michy Batshuayi and Tammy Abraham. The latter is a particularly interesting option. Abraham has scored goals consistently at championship level for Bristol City and more recently Aston Villa. In terms of pure finishing, he already seems ready to compete with Giroud. Last term, he averaged more shots per 90 and hit the target with 11.6% more of his attempts. Stylistically, he is less of a creator and isn't quite so effective in the air, but he is better at getting beyond his opposite man. He averages significantly more dribbles than Giroud and succeeds with 68.9% of his attempts to the Frenchman's 50%. Surrounded and supplied by players of a higher quality, Abraham's nous for taking chances, willingness to press, quality link play, and greater threat when facing the opposition back line could make him the all-round striker that Chelsea need. So, Christian Pulisic, Mason Mount, and Callum Hudson-Odoi all deserve opportunities to showcase their talent in the attacking midfield positions, though the additions of Zouma, James, Bakayoko, and Abraham to the starting 11 could assist Lampard in implementing his style of play. And here is how Chelsea's 4-2-3-1 system might look. A transfer ban needn't stop Chelsea from freshening up their lineup. These additions, even if not new signings, are sensible.